against combo decks. So here we are, coming into round 13. GG's live coverage of Grand Prix Indianapolis 2012. I'm Sheldon Menery in the booth alongside Rashad Miller. You can follow GG's Live at GG's Live on Twitter. You can follow me at Sheldon Menery. You can follow Rashad Miller at GG's Live.
Yeah, or at Rashad Miller. That's been STARK. I think he may not be feeling very well. I was watching him play earlier, and he's kind of shivery. Maybe it is cold in here,
It is
too.
pretty chilly in here.
And that was rookie of the year, reigning rookie of the year, Matthias Hunt.
Who is probably more capable of dealing with the cooler temperatures than Ben. Of course, Ben Stark from Florida, where we don't get too many cold days like this.
It's 50 degrees. Everyone's running.
Yeah.
Turning on the fireplace.
Yes. Looks also like Ben Stark has gone to 6 on his opening, where Matthias Hunt has kept his. There's fetch, no turn 1 play.
Not fair and stifled. Maybe Ben knows what Matthias is playing. And this is deep in the tournament enough where the players know what they're matched up against. They either were watching it because they love watching Magic and they saw the player play. They asked a friend. Maybe they watched some GG's Live on their iPhone. And yeah. I saw you pointing at an interesting sideboard card in Ben Stark's. Now, I don't know if we'll wait until 2 years to talk about that, because interesting interactions with that card and the strategy the high card takes.
All right, so Ben's cracked his fetch. Cracked 2 fetches, as a matter of fact. Get both of his Savannahs. Solid Pride Mage.
Ooh. Is that a
FNM
Friday Night Magic version? It looks more lion-y. Lion-ish? Leonine.
Once again, here on GG's Live, we strive to educate as well as entertain.
Oh, I'll have to use that one in Scrabble. Fine Hasbro product.
So we see a high tide in Hunt's hand.
He is assembling quite the masterpiece of a hand.
We see Candelabra. There's the turnabout. She ships.
I think he was looking for a land. I don't know that he actually had a second land to play. There is Candelabra.
Whose life expectancy, I imagine, is short.
That's probably
with that Pride Mage.
Yeah. But, Ben has to evaluate, I can do 3 damage a turn with this guy. I need to put on the clock. I can't really win the game just by destroying candelabras. That's not what it takes.
Certainly the Pride Mage is going to get in for 3 right here, one way or the other.
Maybe even more if there's some other plays. Nope, no other plays other than a nice Knight of the Reliquary.
Pretty unlikely that Hunt is going to go off on turn 3.
That's possible. High tide, tap 2, use Candelabra, untap 3 lands. It's possible. Because then you have high tide and 6 mana. But it's not likely. That's not really what they want. The high tide decks really want 4 land in play. It looks like he found the 4th land with the Cunning Wish and another Candelabra. So he's got extras. He's got extra Candelabras. We don't care what happens to this first one. If it saves him 3 life,
right,
then it's done its job. Gain 3 life, untap 0 land. That's a pretty good artifact. There's our 3rd land. It's a flooded strand. I wonder what he's going to cast for 2. I don't remember seeing anything. Is Meditate 2 mana? Or is it 3?
3.
Oh, we have another Ponder. Ponder, Force Will, and Island.
So other than Gaddock Teague, he probably doesn't have to worry about countering anything.
Not really, just Gaddock Teague. Gaddock Teague is the main issue. Actually, let me take a look at his list to see if there are...
I mean, there is Dahlia.
Which can be played around. That's just one more high tide you have to play. Maybe one more land, one more turn you need to wait.
All right, dropping that extra candelabra maybe changes Ben's play. Well, since the second one's there, I don't need to destroy it. Ben's getting up. Don't know what happened there. What's going on there?
Well, it looks like he's probably asking a judge a question. There you're off in the corner.
Yep.
That's not how it works, Ben Stark, but I'm reading this card. Ben Stark, this is legacy. You can't read your card and then therefore know what it does. That's not how it works. Like, you're right.
Well, what I was hoping doesn't work. It wouldn't be like say, I'm sure this gets
You think he was asking if he paid 2 mana really fast? Could he
blow
blow
both
up?
of them? So hunt down to 3 cards in his hand?
Yep, 3 cards: Ponder, High Tide, and Meditate. So he can try to go to start his combo. It'd be pretty risky because he's going to be banking on that Meditate, getting them somewhere. And
well, the thing is, he has the turn. Unless Ben plays a significant threat like that.
I mean, he can actually still wait another turn. He's not going to die to this. He's going to take 3. He's going to go to 11. That will only deal 2 more damage. The triggers aren't really relevant. Yeah, they're not relevant in this matchup.
Well,
gain 3 life, not relevant. Return a creature card from the graveyard, not relevant.
Right.
I don't think he's going to go off this turn, or he's not going to attempt it.
So another High Tide, another Candelabra.
He's definitely going to go off next turn.
At least for him. There's no possibility.
Yeah, I don't really think there's much Ben can do about it either.
Well, the times to shuffle away that High Tide. I don't think he wants to take the chance with Meditate off the top, 4 cards, being able to win the game with them. And with 2 Candelabra, he has a lot of mana. Each turnabout, instead of the turnabouts untapping his land, they untap his artifacts. So each turnabout is 2 untaps of all of his land right now. There's the draw, and there's a Misty Rainforest. So he's still in the same situation, except he doesn't know what the top cards of his library are, which is probably better. 4 new cards is better than those 2 old ones and 2 new. So then he's going to try to maximize the damage here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nabatates has to go off.
Yes.
Either has to go off, or he has to play a spell.
So the draw was the intuition.
He can definitely do it now.
All right, so settle back in. Put your seat backs up and your tray tables to their full upright and locked position.
Here we go.
Because here we go.
He brought index cards. I haven't seen an index card since 7th grade.
For anything ever, or for a High Tide deck?
Mostly in general. Maybe in passing at an office supply store. Maybe.
People still do extemporaneous speeches off of index cards.
They're not. They're cue cards. There's a difference. Right, so 1 Candelabra untaps all of the land, and there's a Meditate. So here we go. Let's draw this fork, see what we get. So we know what, and there's a Time Spiral. So we don't need to use this intuition, but we can.
If we want to.
Yeah, I think he might want to intuition for 3 High Tides so that he can activate another High Tide, and then untap all of his land with the Time Spiral. Like he's contemplating it. He's gonna tap all his mana and use Candelabra. Nope, undo. That's a lot of alt-Ewing right there.
You're right.
Magic Online joke.
No.
ladies and gentlemen.
It's more like, it's more like I can optimize how much mana I get. There's no tap and keep up that. So yeah, first I play 4 floating.
Looks like we're going for an intuition. It's got a blue floating. See if he gets high tide. Did I guess right?
I'm getting high
Yep.
tide.
So smart. You make me feel smarter too. Not because it's just I respect how you feel about me. Was that a good enough save?
No.
I'm just gonna be quiet now.
Sure, you're 95%. Don't.
I'll take it
It's
in
about that. Yeah.
in the spirit in which it was intended.
Thank you.
Last round, you passed another high tide.
So I think these index cards are already
Preloaded for it.
preloaded, and with the arrow pointing to a die. And yep, there we go. So the high tide is at 2. The tide has risen to 3 blue per hour. Currently has 3 mana in his pool. He has a Candelabra that's still at the ready.
Storm is 4.
He's about to get 7 brand new cards.
Now, it's distinctly possible that he could run out of gas right here and right now.
Oh yeah, I've seen that happen plenty of times in the era of mana burn. So it wasn't like you just pass a turn and cross your fingers and maybe get another one. You were just done. Float. I got 20 mana floating in my mana pool. Time Spiral. Draw 4 Force of Wills and 3 land.
Or a ponder.
Yes, I lose.
Right. Yeah. So if he doesn't get Time Spiral or more draw,
Luckily, there's a lot of draws.
but he has a lot of draw. Right.
A lot of draw. But we did see Michael Burnett
Yep.
with a Time Spiral, 7 cards.
I mean, I don't have
Nothing.
any draws if you don't want it.
They didn't get him anywhere.
Okay. There's no force souls, as I told you. Okay.
From our field reporter, Rich Hagon, we find out that Tom Martell leads against Hive Mind. I assume that's the David Sharpman matchup.
No, it's not David Sharpman's Hive Mind, I don't think. Is it?
No, it's Vivek Soy.
Yes.
And Luis Scott Vargas has already won.
I actually was watching Vivek's match last round. He's paired up against Charbelch. And so that's combo versus combo. And, he went off and paid 2 packs, a green pack and a red pack.
Uh-huh.
And then the Charbelcher player untapped, and then doing his upkeep, just played all these rituals. He's like, ritual, sacrifice that diamond, and he was 1 mana short.
Wow.
Paying for both of those packs.
Wow. So there's Merchant Scroll, which will get Matthias an instant.
This one's like half the type.
Probably either a card.
He's got a turnabout in his hand.
Okay, so he doesn't need the mana. He's going to draw some cards. So good news is Matthias is going to draw 4 new cards. Bad news, he's going to skip his next 2 turns.
Yeah.
I'm sure Ben can't wait to get these 3 turns in a row.
How much mana?
That's a lot of mana.
We have a lot of mana.
Looks like 11. And then an untap of all of his land, thanks to Candelabra. And then this turnabout should target, well, it doesn't target, it should choose artifacts if he casts it right now. I'm going to Merchant Scroll first. Maybe another High Tide? He may have enough mana to win right now. Merchant Scroll for High Tide, turnabout to the 2 Candelabras, activate the 2 Candelabras again, Cunning Wish for a Blue Sun Zenith. And I didn't actually do the math, but if he has enough, he can win.
Matthias just showed Ben the rest of his hand. Explained to him how he was going to stroke him out. Ben's like, yeah, confirms the story.
Yep.
No Jedi mind tricks in there. Ben Stark, far too clever
to
to be taken in by such a ploy. So sideboards. card I was pointing at earlier in Ben Stark's deck is Choke. Now,
do I get to explain what Choke does? Or do
you may explain what Choke does.
Well, Choke, simple card. Islands, don't untap. Doing the untap stuff, which can be very devastating. So it needs to come down at a point where Matthias Hunt, the high tide player, has tapped out and has no counter magic.
Right.
So 3 mana, he played a couple of Ponders, maybe a Brainstorm, trying to set up for turn 4 win. And Ben Stark plays Choke. Those 3 land on tap. It's pretty tough. Now, anytime that Choke comes down and the high tide player has mana available, you run the risk of high tide into turnabout, and then I don't care about your Choke anymore.
Turnabout is definitely an operative card. Bajuka Bog also in Ben Stark's sideboard.
Yeah, it's probably going to come in also because there's got to be cards in here that just don't do anything. I don't know that he has enough time to really.
Swords Plowshares.
Yeah, Swords Plowshares. Those are definitely coming out. Sylvan Library, it may be too slow. I mean, even if he just plays it to draw 3 cards, that should have been a guy. That should have been a creature that's in play, actually challenging Matthias's life total.
There's a Mind Break check there.
That's definitely coming in. The Mind Break check is definitely coming in.
I read half the cards by play.
So this is one of those situations where when you sideboard, which is something you should actually always do, but you're looking at the cards in your deck and you're taking out the miserable ones.
Right. Anything that's a dead card.
Right. And you take them out, and then anything that's slightly better, you bring it in. The Chokes are coming in. Even the Bajuka Bog is coming in. It's not the best card. Maybe the Tormont Scripts are coming in.
Right.
The Canonists, definitely coming in. Mind Break Chat, definitely coming in. The Gut Shots can even come in. It's still, it's 1 damage for 2 life. Who cares what your life total is? Path to Exiles could come in. If he had 15 dead cards, I would bring all these cards.
Everything.
I'm 1-1-1.
So as we discussed at the top of the round, Ben Stark's path to victory here is laying threats that also slow down the potential going off for Matthias Hunt.
Right, so nobody ever does anything.
And the only additional one he has in his sideboard is the Infiltrator Cannons, which you can't tutor for with Green Sun's in it, so it's a one-off that I don't know how he can actually, he just has to draw it.
Like he starts doing that, but the turnabout back to Giga
I
Drive.
don't see anything.
And again, he has one Gaddock Teague,
The way to win is to make land drop.
which is green-white,
Right.
so he can Green Suns for that.
And the we're looking at Matthias's deck. He has a classic Cunning Wish sideboard, which means that 5 to 7 of your slots are your Cunning Wish targets. You really only have, 5, 6, or 7 cards that you can actually dedicate as cards that you're sideboarding in. So he has a couple of repills. Maybe one of them comes in, one stays in the sideboard. He has 3 pack negations. He probably doesn't need them in this matchup unless he's expecting. There really isn't a lot of green and white cards that interact with combo decks while the combo's going off.
Right.
So he may not have even sideboarded, aside from 1 repill.
Because that can certainly just give him the 1 turn. I mean, we're down to, we're down to very important slices of time here.
And actually, he's probably going to bring in both repills if he does, because he also has a wipe away in his sideboard, and that can be the Cunning Wish target. And repill actually doesn't do a good job of bouncing Gaddock Teague.
Right.
It does a very bad job.
Both players keep. Ben Stark starts with Fetchland Noble Hierarch. Again, his life total is not significant, so
It doesn't matter at all.
the 1 life he pays for the Hierarch means nothing, and a Tormod Script.
So even though the high tide deck isn't a dedicated graveyard deck, just being able to remove the high tides that are in the graveyard in response to a time spiral, that changes the math a bit, because the high tide deck wants to play that high tide
Over and over.
Yeah, 3 to 4 times in order to get a nice comfortable win.
Oh, and there's Gaddock
Ooh.
Teague. It's gotten
He just got real up in here.
it got dicey for Ben Stark really fast, or for Matthias Hunt really fast. Gaddock Teague is going to swing next turn for 4.
Let's see what Matthias can actually do. Does Matthias have an answer in his deck?
Well, he
Merchant's
can-
Goal. He may have brought in the wipe away. It's possible. He brought in the repeal. I saw one. I think he's looking, and there's an Echoing Truth in his main?
No, it's in the sideboard right here.
Oh, I didn't see it. So, okay, that's interesting. So you leave the wipe away in your sideboard, and you put the Echoing Truth in your main.
Probably not going to do that.
Okay.
Well, the Echoing Truth
I missed that, but
There's like,
good show, Matthias. Good show. So Ben is probably not as perky as he once was.
Right.
He still gets his 4 damage here, but Echoing Truth into combo is a real problem.
It's not a reliquary.
He slid that Tormod's Crypt a little bit off the viewing area, but it's still down there.
He's going to ponder.
Two land and a
Candelabra.
yeah, and he wants to land. I guess he's going to shuffle away
way too much.
with a fetch land activation from this Flutter Strand. Because I can't imagine him wanting that second land.
Let's go. So he still has the land to play. Echoing Truth.
Yeah, he definitely wants to play it at the end of Ben Stark's turn, and then untap and then try to win the game. He wants Echoing Truth right before he can win.
Add a mana.
Knight of the Reliquary is going for. There's no Sajiri step or anything in Ben's deck, is there?
No, but I don't see anything really tricky. There's a Wasteland. Oh, he's going to get the Horizon Canopy. Possibly draw a card with it.
Before I draw a card, I'm going to put it out.
Fetches out of Savannah. Nice plains and a forest.
Matthias does not have a High Tide in his hand, right? He's got a Time Spiral, and he's got the Echoing Truth.
Yeah, I need to take a look at his hand again.
Intuition.
Has intuition. He does have a high tide.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, so he can definitely do this. He can crack his Flooded Strand, bounce Gaddock Teague, untap, and then he's off to the races.
Looks like he's going to have to.
It's looking like High Tide is a great metagame choice for this tournament. There was a ton of green-white, and green-white just these decks were not prepared for High Tide.
Right.
If you want to prepare for any deck, especially in a vast card pool, which is Legacy, there's something in any color. There's something in every color you want to play. There's something for every deck you want to play to give you an advantage against whatever you need to beat.
All right, there's a High Tide. Helmets on, kids. Here we go.
Crack fetch, get another island. He's probably going to play that Candelabra, I have to imagine. Oh no, he won't have enough mana if he does that. I don't know if he has a turnabout. He can intuition for another High Tide if he wants. No, he can't. He just has to go for. Oh no, he can't. He can't play the second Candelabra. He still has the Candelabra activation.
Right.
If he wants to do any of that. So 1-2, Candelabra, untap my land. He has some floating mana. Probably enough for intuition for High Tide, and then Candelabra, and then
Time Spiral.
Time Spiral. Yeah. Maybe even a repeal. Well, we don't need to draw the card. It would mostly be just to draw a card, but we're going to draw 7. So now he's going to lose 2 of those high tides to that Tormod's Crypt. So maybe he should have used a repeal on the Tormod's Crypt before he did this.
Do you think that he's boarded out all his counter magic? Do you think he's expecting? I mean, Ben Stark still has that one mind break trap.
He can't board out his counter magic because he needs to be able to force will Gaddock if the opportunity is there.
Right.
And unless he knows Ben Stark's deck list, he actually knows his deck list. There's a lot of
negation is what he drew.
Yeah, there's a lot of options as to what creature assortment Ben can have to throw monkey wrenches in the high tide plan. Right, so repeal is going to... Oh, he's going to repeal his Candelabra. Trixies.
These combo players.
Okay, I guess I like that play better. We don't need our high ties anymore. We have repeals for our Candelabras.
Candelabre. Report from the field facing down Progenitus. A brainstorm from Tom Martell. Can't find any answer. He is 1-1 the Vivek Soy.
So did that Facebook group get another member? The I died to the Progenitus?
Yeah. I think it'll.
I mean, we've been hyping that Facebook group for all weekend.
So Hunt has wished. There's the time spiral.
And Ben Stark can only just look and say, okay, Crypt, you. This is my interaction. This is all I got. Crypt, you. Good luck. Hope you draw a lot of nothing. Sometimes crossing your fingers really, really hard works against high tide. Time spiral
one of the things is all the high tides gone. With all the high tides gone, those 9 or 10 cards that were there, they're not going to be in Matthias's draw of the 7, which means he's more likely to draw his draw spells.
Well, I mean, those are some really good cards that he just played.
Right, but he probably doesn't need a high tide.
No,
to get there.
Right. And there's still 2 more.
But he needs draw.
Yeah, he needs a draw. We're going to get 7 right now, so we're bound to see something.
But he's not done. I mean, he certainly could get unlucky. And this is a combo deck that takes playing. It's not just drop Enduring Renewal, Goblin Bombardment, and Ornithopter, and Rinse, Lather, and Repeat. It's you've got to play it and get there.
And you got to get lucky. I mean, it reminds me of when Mind's Desire was legal in formats.
Turnabout, Ponder, Brainstorm, Meditate.
He's got some good ones.
So he's looking another 7 cards deep in his library.
We're going to at least see some. We're going to at least see all these cards.
I'm okay with that ruling.
So he Vince forgot to shuffle his graveyard in.
Yep.
How's your 7? I mean,
Ben Stark probably going to get a GRV there.
It's a little more relevant than mine.
It's possible.
That's GRV, game rules violation.
Still win.
The penalty for the infraction is game rule violation. Penalty will be a warning.
I thought it was a brand of car. GRV. No. I'm not very good with cars. My car is spotless and pristine.
Your car is the best car that I've ridden in all weekend.
You didn't take a cab from the airport?
I did.
Well, that's nice to know. I at least rank above random Indianapolis cab driver's car. If you're watching, I hope you follow me on Gigi's Live, random cab driver. Under.
So this is still the high tide turn, right?
Yeah,
We've got three high tides in effect here. So
It is, but they can do 3
I
dicks
think
off
just
and
2
out.
right now. Did we play another high tide this turn? I think we played 1 intuition for a second. Islands
we-
tapped for
2.
3.
2.
I'm sorry.
Looks like Ben Friedman is hitting his stride. He started with 3 buys, lost his first 2 matches that he actually played, 8-0 since then, now positioning himself at 11-2. We see them meditate. There is no next turn for Matthias Hunt, one way or the other, I think.
You are correct.
Although that Knights of the Reliquary, Knight of the Reliquary,
Yes.
are smaller now because Ben Stark has no graveyard.
That is true, but I think he could get a lot done with those extra turns that he has, no matter how big those knights are.
No, I guess I actually just have all, like, I can actually high tide anymore. So from 19.
I think he's shortcutting the actual activations of
Then
Candelabra.
31 down to.
And then he's going to turn about all of his Candelabras. There was a turnabout in
Yes.
Matthias' head. Okay.
27. Hit you right the first time on the phone. So
A little math conflict here.
23 down to 9, down to 19. And then 12 more.
Although I do have a feeling that the amount of blue mana is going to be so excessive that
Down to 15.
I mean, there's some such situations. Obviously, you want your opponent to know exactly how much mana is in his pool, but at some point,
But
it's just so much.
It's still going to have to be 45 or 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 13 cards for Ben Stark, so it's going to have to be 50 to stroke him out.
Well, he's got plenty. He's got 4 Candelabras, and now he's just going to brain freeze. So the storm count is probably very significant. Woo! Nice. Mind break trap.
You can just pay for it. You get 10,000 pay for it.
There's Force of Will.
Yeah, Force of Will trumps mind break trap.
Hoping getting lucky.
Congratulations, Matthias Hunt.
Oh, the guy in the background just...
He's like, yeah, yeah, Matthias
No,
Hunt.
obviously, hopefully the first time.
Yeah.
Like, we counted